Okay, end of the day here in my store. It's pretty slow today. Oddly, it rained at the end of the day. Not super hard at all, but it still rained, which was very strange considering that it's been hot this whole week. And today wasn't scorching hot, but it was still warm, pretty hot. That was odd. But it's the erratic weather that we're living in right now. So today's Friday. December. July 18th. July 18th, 2025. I'm Andrew from 510 Books. This is my book and media store where I sell books, CDs, vinyl records, DVDs, Blu-rays, video games. What else? Cassette tapes, VHS tapes, and I think that's it, which is a good amount. So it was slow, but I was able to list 20 items on eBay, which is great. Yay for me. I don't have anything to list right now. That's not true, actually. I do have a couple of lots down there I didn't get to. I just noticed them. But anyway, that's fine. Tomorrow, Saturday, I will only be here at the end of the day. My son has a soccer tournament, and thankfully I have somebody that can cover for me who's going to come in to open, and then I will come in later in the afternoon and take over and do what I need to do to finish the day tomorrow. But something that I did end up being able to do was to finish one box of Blu-rays. If you remember from my video from yesterday where I picked up a pallet or a Gaylord, however you want to phrase it, of CDs, I also picked up one of those bins like that's on wheels that rolls, rolling bin, I guess, that holds, I don't know, it holds hundreds of Blu-rays. If it was completely full, it was about half full. And I bought that whole thing too. I showed you yesterday all the Blu-rays that I had, and I had 6 total boxes. This is all the Blu-ray boxes here. There's 5 left because I finished off one today. And this is what I got. This tall stack here is going in my store right here. This small stack is going into the second store, which I know I'm no longer talking about because I have someone who is running it, and it's a whole other thing that we'll talk about later. But nonetheless, I'm still supplying. I'm still paying for it. Anyway, let's not go into it. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, heading in the right direction. So nonetheless, that's going to go to that store if I don't already have them down there, which I'm not sure if I do. So they were duplicates. And all of these are going into my store here. There are 67 Blu-rays here. 3 of them are TV shows. One of the shows is called Arrow, which is down there. And then, of course, The Walking Dead, Season 2 and Season 3. Overall, I had a handful that So my Blu-ray prices in my store here are $3 and up. Most of them are $3, which means they don't have a price tag. And then any of the other ones that I have with price tags are obviously more than $3. So the majority of these Blu-rays that I pulled from that box are $3, but there are a handful in there that are $5. I got one that's $6. I got a couple that are $7. So you get my point, right? Now, how many did I just say? Did I say 67? I feel like I said 67 or 63. Anyway, I literally just forgot. I'm tired. So all of this here, I think it's 67. Anyway, you can tell me in the comments, are what I'm pulling for the store. And I tallied up for myself and for you guys, just because it's fun and that's how my brain works. I tallied up how much all of these are going to sell for in my store total once they're all out. Obviously, they're not going all out immediately. I'm going to do it little by little each week. But because I have so many, I will be putting out more than I usually do. Side note. But the total here for all of these, once they're added up, is $237 for 67 of them. So not bad out of one box. Now, as you can see, there's some stacks over here of DVDs and Blu-rays because some of them were missing the Blu-ray or missing the DVD. Mostly it was missing the Blu-ray. Or I already had it. Multiple copies, that kind of thing. Anyway, a variety of things, variety of reasons. So obviously that's always going to happen when you're dealing with Gaylords or pallets, which are donations from typically they are donations from large thrift store chains like Goodwill, like Savers, like what's it called, Salvation Army, going on and on, etc., or any others in your area. So I'm getting sidetracked, but $237 is for all of these, and that is more money than I spent on not only the Blu-rays but also the CDs combined. So one box of Blu-rays is worth more in my store than everything I spent on everything I got yesterday. So also I know though, because all you brainiacs out there are going to say, oh yeah, right. Like you're going to sell all of those, in your store right away. And no, I'm not going to sell them right away. When they hit the sales floor, some of them will sell instantly not instantly, but the same week that I put them out, right? Let's say I put 20 out, maybe 4 or 5 of them will sell that week, maybe 10 of them, I don't know. And the rest of them might take a few weeks. They might take months. They might take a year. It'll vary from movie to movie, show to show, right? So I get that. But seeing how much I pulled out of one box of Blu-rays, and now I can look at the rest of them, and I know each one is going to be different, but that's always a fun little game to play. But let's drop it to $200 in my store only per box, which means there's 5 more boxes, so that's $1,000, so that's $1,200 for 6 boxes. Again, I'm guessing here, but I think that's a fair guess. Could be less, could be more, probably going to be more. I'll let you know because I'll go box by box because it's a fun little game, and I don't know if you think that's fun, but that's kind of fun for me, and also just to get an idea of what I'm getting back in returned, that kind of thing. Because I knew buying the Blu-rays, these were not going to be the high dollar Blu-ray that I would put in my eBay store. So if it was something I could legitimately get $30 or more on eBay, I would probably just put it on eBay. If I could get $30 easy on eBay, it makes more sense to sell it on eBay for $30 and make 25 off of it. Versus if I put it in my store, could I sell it for 25? Probably not. Could I sell it for even 20? Maybe, depending on what it is. Probably not. I tend to keep my prices a little bit lower, even though, if there's something going for $20 on eBay all day, I'll sell it for $10, $11, whatever, depending on how big of a demand there is for it in my store, because I'm happy to do that because I usually get stuff pretty inexpensive, like these Blu-rays. So tangent, but yeah, I knew ahead of time before I even got this stuff that the Blu-rays were not going to produce high profit eBay Blu-rays. Is there maybe one in there, a couple in there of all of the 6 boxes? It's possible, but I don't even think there's going to be one. But we'll see if I'm wrong. So I knew it was going to be for the store, and that was why I got them, because I literally ran out of Blu-rays. So I don't have any back stock, and that makes me nervous. So now I will have 67, let's say 60 per box. So 6 times 6 is what? 30. So 360. And if I put out even 30 a week, what is that? 120. So we're talking at least like 3 months. Probably 3 months worth of Blu-ray backstock, even if I'm putting 20 a week, which is more than I usually do. Usually I do 9, maybe 12, maybe 15 at the max if I have a ton of them. But if I even do 20, I'm still good for 3 months. And I'm sure I'll get more Blu-rays, people bringing them here, or, buying opportunities, trades, donations, all that kind of stuff. I don't get too many Blu-rays donated, but you get my point, in the next 3 months. So that's why I mainly did the Blu-rays. Also knowing I would find good stuff, like I found, ones that are a little higher priced are Young Guns. I priced at $5, if you remember that movie. Classic. And then, what was that other one? I thought Hannibal. So Hannibal on Blu-ray is a higher priced one. I actually priced that. So on eBay, it's selling for around $15, $16. I think it was 14 was the lowest. So I'm going to price it at $7 in my store. And that's totally fine. Someone gets a deal in the store. I'm spending, less than $1 per Blu-ray, way less than $1. So $7 return. $7 on one Blu-ray that I'm spending very little on. So anyway, you get my point, right? There are some in here that are a little more rare, but there's not that many. It's a lower percentage. It's like less than 5%. But it's fine because I'm going to be building my Blu-ray selection. putting ones out that I either don't have right now. None of these I have out in my store right now, none of them. Or I have never had. Some of them I know I've never had as Blu-rays. I've had them as DVDs, or maybe not even as DVDs, but most of them I've had or have as DVDs, but just not Blu-rays. So the same thing goes for 4Ks, right? I don't have a like big 4K source that I can get a lot like that, like many like this, because they're still newer and people still hang on to them and all that kind of stuff. But you know my point. You know, build the DVDs, build the Blu-rays, build the 4K. So that's exciting, considering I have 5 more Blu-ray boxes to go through, and I haven't even gone through any of these boxes, which I already told you what they have, a variety of stuff. There's one that has books, there's one that has DVDs, there's one that has some CD box sets, that kind of stuff, some audiobooks. I don't expect too much from those boxes, but I'm sure something decent will be in there. And then, of course, I've got 17 boxes of CDs. And the CDs, I'm expecting to find some really good high profit ones for eBay that don't sell for much through FBA or don't have barcodes. So that's something that I'm expecting. So basically, long story short, it was a great buy already. I can see it, and I'll definitely be doing it again, even though it took 2 hours to clear out to empty the or put all the Blu-rays in boxes and put all the CDs in boxes. It's definitely worth it. For me, right? I still, jury's still out on whether or not there's really good stuff in the CDs, right? In the past, I have bought CDs that have been gone through for FBA before, scanned CDs, and I found really good stuff. But we will see. If it's solid, then it's probably worth it to keep going. If it's really good, it's definitely worth it. But that's what happened today. I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.